Hello, Ambassador. Thank you for your time. So since you have been the Norwegian ambassador to China, you have been visiting many cities and participated in many activities. So what experience impressed you the most?
I think I have to highlight a couple of things. First of all, of course, we had our Prime Minister visiting in September last year, immediately after my arrival here. And it was a very strong experience for me. And then, of course, coming to China to live here for the first time, to visit the Forbidden City, to see the Great Wall, then you really know that you are in China. I hadn't had the opportunity to do that on my previous visits here. And then thirdly, it has been very important for me to come out into the country, to visit different cities in China, and then there to see the bilateral relation playing itself out in real life.
In recent years, China has continued to promote high-level opening up, and the Beijing-Oslo direct flight has also been resumed. What cooperation opportunities will these reforms and transportation conveniences bring to the two countries in various fields?
Norway is a very beautiful country, and lots of Chinese people want to come to Norway to see the midnight sun, the northern lights, go on a whale safari, see our mountains and eat our salmon, see the fjords. And then of course we have lots of Norwegians coming the other way to be tourists here as well, including my mother-in-law. But it also creates a lot of opportunities for businesses. The Norwegian businesses, when they come, experience an open and fair competition environment in practice, so that they can also feel that they have fair access to the Chinese market. So with the ease of travel and with the fair access to the market, I think there could be lots of opportunities for real opening up and Norwegian investments in China.
Last year, China and Norway signed a joint statement establishing a dialogue on the green transition. How would you assess bilateral cooperation in this area so far? What role does the green transition collaboration play in the economic and social development of both countries, as well as in the global green transformation?
We are following up with several more MOUs. With the NDRC and also with the Ministry of Natural Resources on different issues. We have a lot of Norwegian companies that are working on the green transition. You have a lot of Chinese companies that are working on the green transition. And fortunately, we also have a lot of Norwegian and Chinese companies that are working together on the green transition. And for us as an embassy, it's very important to try to create frameworks, both at the political level, but also at the practical level, that makes it possible to realize these cooperation opportunities and, at the end of the day, bring the green transition forward. Because for us as humanity, we really need to make the green transition work if we're going to have a livable planet.
It not only plays a great role during the bilateral cooperation, but it's also very important for the international climate change and globally, right?
Yes. I think a lot of the things that we do, you can have success on many different levels. We are now delivering Norwegian-Chinese electric ferries to Hong Kong. Norwegian technology coupled with Chinese shipbuilding expertise. You act locally to solve a global problem, but you also solve local problems.
Right now, according to the data of Chamber, we have 100 member companies, and in the coming years, maybe more and more Norwegian companies will focus on the Chinese market and come into the Chinese market. So in your view, in which areas the two countries can further strengthen cooperation?
Our strengths are very clear. We had a record year for seafood last year, not just because of the salmon, but also because mackerel is on the way up. We look to have a record year this year as well. The maritime sector is going really well because of the boom in Chinese shipbuilding and also the importance for many people who own ships to also have Norwegian equipment aboard their ships. This is also a sector which is going really well. We have a very interesting cooperation on hydrogen. And we also see in other new green energy and green transition industries that there is a lot of potential which is now being realized. So these are the three main growth sectors I see for 2025.
So the coming question will focus on the challenges right now. Since taking office, US President Trump has implemented a series of tariffs toward products from various countries, sparkling widespread global concern. How do you see these policies affecting Norway and international trade?
No, Norway is part of the international concern about the current winds in international trade. Norway is a small, open economy. We have benefited a lot from the trade in the world becoming gradually more liberal and gradually more rules-based. Whenever you restrict trade, you create inefficiencies. And inefficiencies in economic terms means cost. And then you have to use more money, more resources to produce the same things. And then there will be less wealth and less welfare produced. So we are in general concerned about this. So far, the consequences for Norway hasn't been that great because the disturbances haven't lasted for a long time, and there are no direct measures against Norway. But it is our hope that all countries return to the basic fundamental ideas of the global trading order, which is that it should be, as far as possible, open, and also as far as possible rules-based.
When Norwegian Prime Minister visited China last year, he mentioned that the two countries should not only look back at the past 70 years, but also focus on the next 70 years. How do you plan to implement the cooperation consensus reached by the leaders of the two countries during your term as Norwegian Ambassador to China and start a new 70 years of friendly cooperation?
Well, I think last year, as you said, was a very important year for us. We could commemorate 70 years of bilateral relations. And after 70 years of bilateral relations, we have a very strong relationship, close cooperation on many fronts, and a very good basis for discussing a lot of things that we agree about. And then also a good basis for discussing things that we don't agree about all the time. I think my ambition for the next 70 years is to take the energy from last year and set the direction, if not for the next 70 years, for at least for the years that I'm here, so that we continue to have this strong relationship, that we continue to get Norwegian and Chinese businesses to come together to cooperate on the green transition, that we continue to find the political issues where we have common views and try to make good in the world, like we do on climate change and other multilateral issues. And then that we also continue to have substantive and good discussions on the issues where we disagree. Because that is the way you develop your own positions, and that is actually, I think, in my experience, also the way you improve the world. That you form good friendships with the people around you. You try to learn what you can from them. You try to teach them what you have to teach, and then at the end, that you find a better way forward.